presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
Two of the very best free agents of the last 2 years now meet for the very first time. Teammates a year ago, they're getting now ready to face the team that they once led. It's the wrap-up, the rubber game of a three-game series, Tigers and Washington Nationals in our nation's capital. Welcome inside Nationals Park along with Jack Morris. I'm Dan Dickerson, and Jack, never has a win been so needed as the Tigers win. They hang on for the 5-4 win last night. Now a chance to take a series.
Well, that's just it. After a week of somewhat subpar baseball for the Tigers, they have a chance to beat a very good team and win a series. And if they do, and they could beat their former teammate Max Scherzer, that's also going to propel them and give them the momentum they need to carry on and start maybe rattling off a real good win streak.
It's amazing that this deep into a season you can get this matchup with the rainouts, the off days. You get Zimmermann against Scherzer. These are two of the very elite.
You know, I am so excited to call this game tonight, to watch this game. Nothing better for me than watching two of the game's best, and that's what we're going to see tonight. Max Scherzer, every Tiger fan remembers what he did when he wore the Tiger uniform and what he did last year in a couple of back-to-back games. Very incredible. And Jordan Zimmermann, American League Pitcher of the Month. I mean, how much better can that be?
Now, but Max says he's been in a funk this year. He's not been the same consistent Max that the Nationals had last year, but this is still one of the very best. Still lots of swings and misses when Max is on the mound. We're looking forward to this. Let's send it back to our studios right now. Our Call Sam studios with John Keating. Park, wrapping up a series. Tigers and Nationals. They split the first two games. Let's check that Tigers lineup tonight for Game 3 of this series. See, Miguel Cabrera is back into the lineup tonight. Victor Martinez, 4 hits last night. No Nick Castellanos. Brad has had to juggle this all series long. One of the 3, Cabrera, Martinez, Castellanos, had to sit out, and they've all sat out one game. Here at Southeast Michigan Ford Dealers lineup tonight. Jordan Zimmermann, pitcher, one of the better hitters in the National League in recent years.
And the Tigers will be facing their former teammate, Max Scherzer, one of the game's best. Off to a little bit of a slow start by his standards, 3-2 with a 4.6 ERA, making his 8th start already for the Nats. Now let's take a look at the Nationals starting defense, brought to you by Tim Hortons. Pretty much the same defense as last night. Jason Worth in the left, Ben Revere and Bryce Harper around the outfield. Rendon, Espinosa, Murphy, and Zimmermann in the infield. Wilson Ramos doing the catching, and Max Scherzer on the mound.
These are 2 very good defensive teams. The Nationals have been terrific. They've only committed 10 errors this year. Tigers made some sparkling plays last night. Andrew Romine had a great game at shortstop, and of course the relay throw that cut down Ramos at the plate helped deliver the win for the Tigers. Ian Kinsler leads off for 2 for 9 in the series. The first pitch from Max Scherzer. He's hit high in the air, softly, third base side, playable. Yes, unfortunately for Rendon, 1 pitch and 1 out here in the first.
Not going to be a lot of secrets in this game. They know Max. They know that he's going to attack the strike zone, come at you with fastballs, loves his breaking ball. And Ian Kinsler ready for that first fastball he saw.
A big improvement for Max when he had the breakthrough season in 2013. His ability to get lefties out much more consistently than he had in any other year in his career. He's held those games in recent years against lefties. It's always been tougher on righties as JD has to back out of the way of a high tight fastball. It does stand out that through his first 7 starts this year, lefties have a huge edge against him. He will only face, though, 2 lefties in the lineup, Victor Martinez and Anthony Gose. Take a look at the difference. That's about as big a difference as you will ever see. Left to right.
When Max was really doing well against lefties, he was getting that curveball over. And it might be the command of his curveball that's making the difference right now.
There's a swing and a miss. That's a sharp, late breaking slider. Asked JD what makes Max so tough. He said, I really don't remember facing him a whole lot, except all I know is that the ball gets on you quick.
Well, that late break, you know, you're throwing your slider almost as hard as your fastball. Max Scherzer is just one of those pitchers that I don't know if he could throw a ball straight. Everything that he throws has movement.
Each game decided by 5-4 final. Slider away, evens the count on JD. 2 for 9 in the series. 3 strikeouts yesterday. Did hit the ball hard once. He had 2 good swings in game 1, and really you're counting the good swings right now for JD. See if he can get out of an early season funk that has seen his average drop to 230. Tap foul here off the changeup. JD still has life. He had a good battle at the end of the game. Had a long at bat his last time up, 10 pitches. This will be the 7th pitch of this at bat with Cabrera waiting on deck. No easy decision on who to rest in a National League ballpark. There are only 2 spots for 3 really good hitters. And tonight it's Nick Castellanos' turn to sit out. The 2-2 bounces the changeup. That pitch can be absolutely devastating when Max is on. You look at the game to game and you just see a consistency that's lacking that he certainly had last year. It was 14-12 for the Nationals last year, but a career best 2.79 ERA. Ground ball along the line and fouled just outside the bag.
I think it's worth mentioning that this is a difficult challenge for both pitchers to face your former teammates, knowing pretty much all their strengths and weaknesses and yet their personality. You have a buddy over there that's really a good friend. It's hard to even look them in the eye when they step in the batter's box. And yet you know you have to be a pro and execute, but sometimes your emotions can take over, and you've really got to control those.
9th pitch of the at bat, and he just blows it right by him. Man, is that a good fastball?
Well, it's nothing fancy other than the fact that it's one of the game's best power pitchers. Max Scherzer just rears back and touches 96, outer half of the plate, about thigh high. It's his first strikeout.
You can see what JD's talking about. There's a good fastball hitter, and that ball's by him. Gets on you quick. Not every 96 is created equal. And this 96 plays better than most. Gets a lot of swings and misses. There's a backup breaking ball for a strike, and as Brad Ausmus has said, even the very best fastball pitchers don't oftentimes get a lot of swings and misses with their fastballs. Another swing and miss, and another good fastball. Cabrera pinch hitting last night. Drove in a run with a bloop single. 7 for his last 13 for Miguel.
And with the fastball.
And again, gets another swing and miss. 1-2-3 first for Max with 2 strikeouts. We go to the bottom of the first in DC scoreless. Starting pitcher Jordan Zimmermann, presented by Family Heating and Cooling and Electrical. Numbers speak for themselves. It's been pretty impressive for Jordan Zimmermann all season long. His roughest start, he gave up 3 runs.
Yeah, Mr. Consistency. Let's take a look at the Tigers' starting defense. Let's look at the batting order first. How about that?
Batting order presented by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Daniel Murphy in that number 4 spot today. First time this year that Murphy has hit behind Bryce Harper, and Ryan Zimmerman, of course, the big night last night with the 2 home runs. That power bat may be waking up. There's a fastball strike to Ben Revere. Hitless in the series. Lots of easy ground balls off of his bat so far. Just coming off the disabled list, trying to get the swing where he wants it to be. Fly ball deep here, but Ghost will backpedal and make the catch for the first out here in the first.
Let's do the Tigers defense now, presented by Beaumont Health. A few changes. The outfield's the same. Upton, Ghost, and JD Martinez in the outfield. Miggy's going to play third tonight for Nick Castellanos. Jose Iglesias back in at short. Ian Kinsler at second. Victor over there at first, and James McCann behind the plate. Jordan Zimmermann going to face his former teammates on the mound.
Miguel did not play at third last year. The injuries to Victor Martinez meant that he just wasn't playing much at first. The year before in the National League ballparks, Miguel went over to third base quite a bit. A little tougher now as Rendon swings and misses with the way Castellanos is hitting. But you're not going to sit Miggy 2 games in a row, and Victor had a 4-hit game.
You notice that both teams are going up there swinging the bats. They know that these guys pound the strike zone. Zimmermann following suit from Scherzer's first half inning, doing what he's done all year. 6 straight quality starts. This guy comes right at you.
Pop foul out of play. Well back first base side. Bryce Harper waiting on deck.
For those young pitchers, obviously these guys are 2 of the game's best, but their confidence is off the charts and they really believe in their stuff. And pounding the strike zone, getting ahead in counts is so important.
Line drive here is going to drop down the right field line. JD over to field it in the corner. Heading to second is Rendon. The throw won't be in time. Play was in front of him. Never hesitated. Taking 2 out of the box. And Rendon is at second with 1 out.
Rendon does a nice job of rounding first base. He sees this play developing and he just kind of really turns it on at first. He realizes, all right, I'll test JD's arm. I think I can make it, and he never stops. So good hustle right there. Puts a runner in scoring position with Bryce Harper coming to the plate.
If this was Chicago, Joe Madden would walk him right here.
He probably would.
I don't think the Tigers will.
Well, this is, you know, these are the matchups I'm talking about. Jordan Zimmermann knows Bryce Harper. He's seen all of his at-bats up until this year.
It's a pitch outside. But Jack, it's such a good point because it's the human side of things. I mean, a lot of these guys are teammates, and like you say, when you're friends with them, you're a competitor. You don't even want to make eye contact. It really is part of dealing with this start today for both.
Well, yeah, exactly. Zimmermann should know if there is a weakness. He should know Bryce Harper's weakness. As a pitcher, you're sitting there watching every one of his at-bats in his career. And sometimes it's as simple as what have they done lately? Well, Bryce Harper hasn't had the chance to swing the bat lately. So it's hard to get a feel for that.
Pitch outside. 17 walks for Harper. In his last 6 games, he's only had 9 official at-bats. Bryce Harper is suspended 1 game for his actions the other night. Says he will appeal. Off speed and away, 3-0.
Put it in perspective. Look at that 6-game span and the people in the company of Bryce Harper. The Bambino, the Mick, and Barry Bonds all walked less than a 6-game span than he has.
Strike on the outside corner. Thought he had drawn a walk. Zimmermann just catches the outside corner. Bill Miller is our home plate umpire tonight. Many here in Washington have been wondering when Daniel Murphy would hit behind Bryce Harper. So on the night that Zimmermann hits 2 home runs, the next day it's Murphy behind Harper. Even better pitch. Now I'm surprised Harper thought that was ball 4 when he actually seemed to bring that pitch in about 4 or 5 inches. So 3-2, as you said, a premium strike thrower. Both of these guys. Walk rates below 2 last year for Zimmermann. That's been his career norm, a walk rate below 2. Tigers have really done a nice job against Harper. Swings and lines this one over the glove of the leaping Ian Kinsler. Rendon will be held at third as the accurate throw comes in from JD. Rendon had to hold up to make sure the ball got over the glove of Ian Kinsler, and that's why he did not score. Plus that ball was scorched. The runners at the corners went out.
I just had a feeling that he was going to go with the breaking ball here, and that's what James McCann calls. And Harper just sitting all over it. He's such a smart hitter for a young hitter. He realized the 2 fastballs away, he's probably going to try to get me out with the hook. And he is elevated just enough that he's just timed it perfectly. He's so good for really only taking a few swings. I mean, that's the incredible part. He hardly ever swings the bat.
Quick toss over to first. Again, this is a Washington team that wants to run more, hasn't yet a ton. As Dusty Baker has said, you have to increase your concentration and patience. And that's another big part of it, isn't it, Jack? I'm sure you want to swing the bat. You want to probably expand the strike zone. But Bryce Harper has not. Fastball dips down and away. Daniel Murphy is 4 for 9 with a home run, 3 RBIs, all in game 1.
Murphy, one of the guys in the lineup that wasn't a teammate of Jordan Zimmermann last year, so he's familiar with him pitching against the Mets.
It's pretty good career numbers. There's a swing and a drive into left center. That's going to drop for a base hit. The Nationals will take the 1-0 lead. Throw goes to second as Harper makes his way to third. 3 straight hard hit balls. 1-0 Nationals, and still runners at the corners with 1 out.
Ball, fastball, outer half, actually just barely off the plate. But Murphy, just an easy swing, hits it kind of off the end of the bat, was served out into left front field in front of Justin Upton. And 3 straight hits now for the Mets.
Well, Ryan Zimmerman, very quiet year, 220, no power going into the game last night. Consistent power source, finally broke through with 1 no-doubter home run and another deeper drive to left center, and his 2 of his last 3 at-bats, and he takes a strike on the outside corner, just nipped the outside corner. 3 home runs and 15 RBIs now for Zimmermann. Long-time teammates. Fastball's just off the plate inside. Ryan Zimmerman's first year of the Nationals was 2005. Jordan Zimmerman's first year was 2009.
I wonder how many times they've both been called Ryan
by the
and
other.
Jordan the other way around. Not too many guys, not the most common last name.
The 1-1 up and in. 2-1 on Ryan Zimmermann. Jordan's got the extra N. I don't think that really helped anybody differentiate between the 2. Really, these are the 2, one on the hitting side, one on the pitching side, the 2 faces of this franchise for many years running. Jordan Zimmermann is working himself into a jam here in the first. 3 hard hit balls in a row. Now 3-1 on a guy who had 3 hard hit balls. He smoked a ball for a double play just before the 2 home runs last night. This bat may be waking up. The record certainly suggests it will be. Big 3-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Kinzer will grab it and step on second as Iglesias gets out of his way very quickly. And that's a critical inning-ending double play ground ball. Zimmermann bounces into it. Nationals take the lead on the Murphy single. 1-0 after 1. Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. And by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. Tigers fans have been here in pretty good numbers. Each of these 3 games, they had something to cheer about last night. The 5-4 Tigers win. A few things to do here in Washington, D.C. that brings fans from all over. Tiger fans travel, to me, incredibly well throughout the Midwest and both coasts for that matter. There's that curveball you were talking about, Jack, to a lefty for Max Scherzer. He felt that was really what changed everything for him in 2013 as Victor takes a follow-up changeup for strike 2.
Everybody knows that Max can run it up in the mid-90s, and he's got great movement with his fastball. But when he can just get that first pitch curveball over, so many people are just kind of surprised by it. They're not. You can't look for both. You really can't. So hitters have to be in guess mode, and you guess one or the other and hope you're right.
If you go up looking fastball and you get the curveball, you just tip your hat, right? Here's the 1-2. Little jam job flare to left center, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Victor Martinez makes it 5 hits in 2 days. Well, the Tigers combined for 3 or more home runs today, bringing a copy of the box score from this game to a participating Arby's location tomorrow, and you get a free small order of curly fries. You can find a copy of the box score in your newspaper or on the Tigers page at foxsportsdetroit.com.
Well, this is going to be an interesting matchup. Justin Upton just really has been, well, he's just struggled, period. I mean, there's no other way to say it. But will he see fastballs, or will Max just throw that breaking ball? Because that's the one he's really had a tough time with.
Career the 3 strikeouts and 5 at-bats. Jack, he missed his location there with an off-speed pitch. Looked like the slider just hung out over the middle of the plate. And that's the pitch that good hitters do damage on. And right now Justin is just not able to do damage on some hittable pitches, and then fastballs are particularly a problem for him. Same pitch, same spot.
Yeah, that was just kind of the washing machine slider there. 85 mile an hour, just sort of spun and didn't really break. But Max working out of the stretch for the first time with the leadoff hit from Victor.
He'll play behind Victor at first base, not bothering to hold with him. 0-2 stayed with the slider, and that was a good one. Today's field conditions presented by Ace Hardware and the Scotts Company. Another soggy day in Washington, D.C. This is 16 consecutive days, according to the morning paper, of measurable rain.
See this last pitch, the slider that just starts over the heart of the plate and breaks off the plate just a little bit, but Upton looking for something middle in, and never had a chance for that bat hit to get outside. It's starting to affect him a little bit. He's visibly upset.
Well, you just feel for a guy who wants to do so well for his new team. Big headline grabbing free agent signing late in the offseason, established track record, and he is not able to make any kind of consistent contact out of about a 3 or 4 game stretch.
It's just kind of scary. That was his 52nd strikeout already.
There's a swing and a miss. McCann quickly behind 0-2 as Max pounds the strike zone. I was looking at it, Jack. If Justin Upton were at his career norms for walks and strikeouts right now, he'd be at 13 walks and about 34, 35 strikeouts. He's at 7 walks and 52 strikeouts. That's how different, that's how out of whack things are for him. And again, just not able to do damage. There's a swing and a miss. Wow. Max has got it going, and when he's got it going, you can usually tell early on. 4 strikeouts of the first 6 batters, all on swinging third strikes.
Another slider right there, and he's just keeping it in a great spot. Barely starting it on the plate. It's not that big a break, but it's down in the zone. Hitters have to defend, and it's just an effective pitch for him.
Look at that.
All those strikes, only 4 balls thrown so far.
There's a curveball. Boy. So both lefties.
Yep.
We've seen curveball, strike one.
Anthony goes. 6 of 7 first pitch strikes already. He certainly came prepared for this one.
Put an emphasis on the lefties because of the damage they have done. Here's another batter behind 0-2. So each batter in this inning has been behind no balls, 2 strikes in each of the last 5 batters now. Behind 0-2. That's not a good feeling when you're facing Max Scherzer. 1-0 Nationals in the second.
You know, he's got options here. He could run a fastball up. He could throw the breaking ball in the dirt, backdoor him. They're setting up a way. And he misses, but it's still a strike.
Look out. Max has got that look. He's got 5 strikeouts through 2. Most on swinging third strikes. 1-0 Nationals as we go to the bottom of the second. Bernstein advantage brings you the batter-pitcher matchup. Well, Jordan Zimmermann had the advantage. Last game of the regular season in 2014. Thought he'd lost the no-hitter on the last batter. And then Steven Souza made the great, and I mean great, no-hitter saving grab on a dead sprint in deep left center field. Max Scherzer's second no-hitter last year was on the second to last day of the regular season. Another foul off the bat of Worth. This is what we've seen, Jack, in 2 of his last 3 starts. Some hard contact against Jordan Zimmermann, but impressively, and what we're learning about him, he finds ways to limit the damage.
Yeah, damage control is a big part of his game. And guys that have confidence, throw strikes a lot, they're going to have their days where, you know, guys are going to hit the ball fairly hard. This one goes out to right field.
JD makes the grab and got about 2 steps to spare before the stands. It's worth reviewing that last.
Watch the reaction from Zimmermann there. He thought maybe. He just rolls his eyes.
Oh, he knew he'd lost the no-hitter.
Thought, oh boy, there's a gapper.
Oh. There may never be a greater play.
You might owe that guy dinner.
Steven Souza with the grab. Zimmermann, ace quality pitcher. The stuff not quite the same as a Max Scherzer. The strikeouts are a little bit lower. The consistency, though, is equally as impressive in his career.
I've been walking around here for a couple days and talking to a lot of Washington National people that I have never met, and common words out of their mouth is how much they miss Jordan Zimmermann. What a great guy he was, and how lucky the Tigers are to have him. You know, I think that says volumes about a guy.
Absolutely.
Of course, Tiger fans already enjoying what he's done. American League Pitcher of the Month for the month of April. 5 wins. Lowest ERA in the game among starters.
The person, the competitor that Jordan Zimmermann is, were a big part of the equation as the Tigers targeted him.
There's your ERA leaders in all of baseball.
Foul over the screen. Ramos has had a good series, 3 for 5 plus 3 walks. He was on all 4 times in the game yesterday. Before his ERA jumped last year, Jordan Zimmermann over a 4-year period with the Nationals, 53 and 33 with an ERA of 3 exactly, and that's better than Max's 4 best years. A little over 3 the last 4 for Max, but that just gives you a feel for the consistency. It's always low walks, strikeout rate somewhere 7 to 8, and you know what you're going to get most nights out. 3-2 inside. So Ramos walks for the 4th time in this series. Stay tuned to the Tigers Live following the game. We'll select the Fox Sports Tigers Player of the Game. Presented by McDonald's. Stop by for your breakfast favorites now being served all day long. One on, one out. When either of these pitchers walks a batter, for Max that walks are up just a little bit this year. They were down sharply last year. You see one walk and you think that might be the last one of the day, and it probably will be. Soft fly ball to left. Upton puts that in his back pocket for out number 2, and that brings up Max Scherzer.
That's an amazing statistic right there. In 129 straight starts, he has not walked back-to-back hitters.
He just celebrated the 4-year anniversary of that in his last start. It was May the 6th of 2012. That's just incredible. We'll see it on a fairly regular basis.
You talked about damage control, Dan. Well, that's part of damage control right there. You don't let your focus get too far out of whack. You're going right back in and refocusing. That's a good example of it.
Max pops it up. He's had some good swings this year, but not here. Miguel comes in, makes the catch right on the line. They say it's a fair ball. Scherzer pops out. The walk does no harm. Tigers trail by 1 after 2. The third, Menards brings you the big money encounter. And what else? The two big free agents going head to head.
Some big money right there, but I don't think there's a lot of people that would argue that these guys might be worth it. They are two of the game's best. They're still out there healthy. They're young, and they've had a great start to their careers.
Zimmermann actually 2 years younger than Max. Max is just looking like, well, you mentioned the ERA earlier. You can tell he's clearly a little bit out of whack, as he described it just a few starts ago, but man, the stuff is as good as ever. Strike throwing is not at the level that he was last year in terms of first pitch strikes, but these are, as you said, two of the premier strike throwers, and when you have elite pitchers, that usually follows. But for Max, it's been a real improvement, the first pitch strikes in recent years. But both of these guys have been consistent strike throwers with power arms for years.
Max has always been a guy with high pitch counts because he likes to strike out.
Fly ball down the line, deep in the corner, on the run is Worth, and he will leap, and that ball is gone. A home run. Jose Iglesias, how about that? Number one ties the game at 1 here in the third.
Well, he found the first row there, and he also found a fastball, a first pitch fastball. Let's take a look at it. Max tries to throw it down and away. The ball tails up and in. It's actually a ball, but man, quick hands. That's a classic Derek Jeter swing right there. Inside out swing, and Jose Iglesias barrels it up. How about this right here? Wow. This is special.
Everybody on their feet for Jordan Zimmermann. Max steps away, allows his ex-teammate to tip his cap. For these great Nationals fans who appreciate what this guy did, certainly a reflection of what you just talked about, Jack. The people that you had talked to here who missed this guy and couldn't say enough good things about Jordan Zimmermann.
You know, they describe him as a quiet guy with a sense of humor. Let's see what happened here. How about that?
It's pretty neat. Max bounces an off-speed pitch in the dirt. Zimmermann's actually an above-average hitter. 170 is actually well above average for a pitcher. Most pitchers around 130. And Max does not want to let him, after the home run, get any more cheers from his home crowd. Dispatches him strikeout number 6 through batter number 9. First home run since July of last year. How about the pitch that he hit, Jack? Off the plate? Well off the plate.
He was hacking. That's all I can say.
How did he keep
He was guessing in, and I don't know how he hit that pitch.
That's about as unlikely a home run as you will see over the course of a season, with right-handed batters hitting Max at a 160 clip with no power this year, and a guy who does not hit with power, and a guy who has been really struggling at the plate. It did not add up to home run number 1 for Jose Iglesias, and yet it's why we love this game.
Well, the way Max has been throwing with the strikeouts and the dominance, you're wondering if maybe that base hit that Victor got to lead off the second inning might be the end of it.
You really had that feeling.
Yeah,
that's the kind of
that's
stuff
how
he
good
has tonight.
he looks tonight. But the Tigers get one with that home run, tie this game. And how many great pitching matchups, even in eras in the past, have been no decisions. Ends up being a bullpen game.
Yeah.
Because both pitchers battle against the opposition.
Oftentimes it never even turns into a pitcher's battle.
Yeah.
And that's why you really do look forward to matchups like this, because it's fun to watch a good pitcher's battle. Pitch up and in, and it hits Kinzer. The question was, did he go? And wow, first base umpire Pat Hoberg says he did. And that's a strikeout instead of Max heading down to first. So even if you get hit by the pitch, if you started your swing in the opinion of the umpire, and And it did hit his right elbow. Boy, that's a tough call there, Jack.
That might be the greatest strikeout of all time.
I mean,
you get to drill the guy and then he still strikes out.
He's clearly trying to get out of the way.
Well, he couldn't stop is what it was. He started his swing, and then part of rotating to get out of the way, the bat just followed, but it cleared that plane.
Boy, JD cannot find that fastball of Max's. 9-pitch battle his first time up. Fastball got him away. First pitch strikes have been an issue this year for Max, way down from last year, and yet 9 of 11 today. He's brought his A game against his former team in another 0-2 count on a Tigers batter.
He's just having fun out there. It's mostly fastballs, but the breaking ball when he's ahead has been in a great location.
7 of the last 9 batters have faced an 0-2 count.
Already 7 strikeouts.
The 1-2 to JD. Swinging a foul. Boy, that pitch missed over the plate. But his misses today, the slider over the plate, have not cost him at all. Upton had a couple of opportunities. JD had an opportunity there. It certainly speaks to the life on that pitch. Or the fact that he's getting fortunate.
Twice Ramos wanted the slider and Max shook him off, and right in the middle of the delivery, now he's going with the slider. 8 out of 9 strikeouts.
Another swing and miss. That's really something. The Tigers tied on the Iglesias home run, his first since last summer. We're tied at 1 going to the bottom of the 3rd.
The 3rd here at Nat Stadium. If you like old school rap, the Tigers clubhouse was the place to be this afternoon. Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem, the beats were banging inside that clubhouse with the mood noticeably lighter now that they've broken that 7-game losing skid. Anthony Ghost told me that it was fun to leave the building last night, fun to arrive at the ballpark here today with a brand new light on things now that that streak is behind them. So we'll see if that energy carries over the rest of this one, but certainly the Tigers are feeling a whole lot lighter here this afternoon, guys. Back up to you.
It's a great way to describe it, Trevor. You know that feeling, Jack.
Absolutely. Monkey off your back. Let's go play baseball.
Losing streaks, once they pass a certain point, feel like they're never going to end. There's a drive to right field, hit on a line, right to JD Martinez. Good swing for Revere. One out here in the 3rd.
Speaking of Anthony Ghost, he made a tremendous play here. A ball that's hit off the wall in left center field. He throws a nice strike to the shortstop, and then Andrew Romine throws a strike to James McCann. Alex Wilson's pretty excited. Saves a game, saves a run, saves the game right there.
Loved Alex Wilson's line. There were 3 throws on that play, and mine probably was the slowest.
Well, he threw a strike, Ghost threw a strike, and Romine threw a strike.
Rendon takes ball 1. Omar Vizquel says one of the keys to that play, there's a pitch outside. And they preach this constantly with Kinsler and with Romine and Iglesias. How far you go onto the outfield to get that relay. In other words, you can't go too far. Make sure you're not going too far to get that relay, even if the guy's out on the track. It's his job to get it to you on the fly or as quickly as he can. But if you're out too far, then you can't make that strong throw that we saw from Romine to home plate.
Each player has to know their limits.
There's a line drive to left field. Another line drive, but it's going to be the second out here in the 3rd. So a couple of hard hit balls.
5 of the last 6 outs coming via the fly ball.
It's interesting, throughout the course of a game, Zimmermann not really a ground ball or fly ball pitcher, and you'll see that through the course of a game. He gets an average number of both, and some innings it's 1, 2, 3 on ground balls, 1, 2, 3 on fly balls. Suggests he's got a plan for every batter and how he's going to get him out with different stuff. Change up away to Harper. Double, single, single in the first produced the Nationals run. A walk last inning. Now there's a perfect fastball. Velocity last year was down early for Zimmermann, picked up as the year went on. He finished basically where he's been most of his career. Fastball right at 93 was down just a tick from previous years, but that's his average fastball, and it has been up in recent games. And there's another 93 on the outside corner to make it 1-2 on Harper.
Look at the padding. Reminds you of Barry Bonds. He's got the elbow guard. He's got the sleeve on the right hand. Got the foot guard on the right ankle.
And there are a few batters who've gotten the treatment that he's getting right now, not named Barry Bonds. There's a shot foul. As manager Dusty Baker says he's not Bonds yet, and he says it with a smile, but I think Dusty Baker really is enjoying being the manager of a team that has Bryce Harper on it. I think he likes his personality and his, as he said, confidence. Not necessarily cocky. There's certainly some of that, but it's confidence that he backs up.
Well, I think Dusty, being a veteran in the old school baseball, modern day manager, understands the differences in generations. Jordan Zimmermann not afraid to bust him in there. And Dusty knows that he's the kind of guy that's going to draw some attention and maybe some emotions from the other team. He does a few things that will raise your eyebrows, but you know, Dusty's comments were, hey, if they don't care, I'm not going to get in the middle of this. They've got to patrol it themselves.
Jordan Zimmermann thought he had strike 3. That was very close to the first 2 pitches that were called strikes in this at bat. Box tracks shows it outside.
Just a disciplined hitter to be able to lay off that.
That's impressive. Curveball got him. 3-2 curveball for the second time to Harper. The first time he drilled it for a single. That time he gets the call, 3rd strike. First strikeout for Zimmermann. We're through 3. We've got a good one going. Tigers and Nationals are tied 1-1. the 4th inning, rubber game of a 3-game series. All right, Mickey, thank you. Another first pitch strike, this time a curveball to a righty. Jam job swing by Miguel, eaten up by fastballs his first time up.
First time up was just pound the fastball, and Miguel swung out of the zone up, and then he drops that nasty curveball the first pitch. So Miguel's kind of feeling what he saw a lot of the other guys on the other side feeling while Max was his teammate. Wow.
Overpowers him with a fastball. 9th strikeout for Max Scherzer, all but one on a swinging 3rd strike.
This is stuff that could be monumental. That's just gas right there.
Jeez.
I mean, look at where the ball is before Miguel even starts his swing. The ball is almost on him. JD talked about how quick that ball gets on. Now, yeah, that's 96, but there's something different about how guys react to it.
I like your description of his motion, Jack, because you try to figure out what makes this guy, his fastball, so much livelier. You said his motion has always looked a little different to me, but the way you described.
Well, I describe it as he's a guy that pushes the baseball instead of throws the baseball. The way his arm drops a little bit at the elbow, and he uses his shoulder to almost push the ball. I think that's where he gets that extra little giddy up and movement. Most guys have more of a arm extension, and you know, Max gets tremendous extension out front, but he doesn't get high. It's just sort of tucked in. His elbow's more tucked towards his body, and then he extends and pushes his shoulder and forearm.
Ground ball here. Good play, Zimmermann to Scherzer. Congratulations to Martinez for putting the ball in play. Second out here in the 4th.
Let's just watch slow motion of his windup. You see he gets up where every pitcher wants to be, but here his elbow comes in. Now there is extension, but the way he rolls over his wrist and drives towards the glove, I mean, that's where he generates his velocity. People don't realize what a great athlete Max Scherzer is.
For a long time, people said his delivery caused concern, that it was too violent.
Yeah, there was a lot of people thought he was going to have arm trouble.
Absolutely.
But he's been very durable.
At the time the Tigers traded for him. You heard about that.
It's fun to watch.
Sure is. Brings people to the ballpark. This ballpark is full tonight for this matchup. The ex-National against the ex-Tiger. They were teammates, of course, for a full season last year. Upton saw nothing but sliders his first time up. The guy's been having a hard time hitting the fastball, saw nothing but sliders. And Max is sticking with that here in at-bat number 2. And here's a rare, and I mean rare, hitter's count for a Tigers batter.
And Max knew that he rushed that pitch. You saw how his body fell off to the first base side. He's just taking a little extra time.
Check swing, did he go? Ooh, he did not. That was close. 3-1.
Got a break there, I think.
Goes right back to the old reliable.
Upton's just not going to hit that pitch. That's filthy. That's just no chance.
Things are not going your way, and they're not going Upton's way right now. It's incredible how many times he finds himself in a 2-strike count. The 3-2. Fly ball, right field, slicing toward the corner, playable, and a catch by Harper right up against the wall in foul territory. Tigers go 1-2-3. Max Scherzer with 9 strikeouts through 4 in a 1-1 game. last night, and Abe responded tonight. He wins the president's race. Our favorite features here. Our most dependable players, the Chevy Silverado most dependable players. These are the last 4 Tigers pitchers with 20 or more wins, and 3 are in the ballpark tonight. Incredible.
It's nice to be on that list, really.
Swinging a pop-up. Left side of the infield. And that's an easy play for Jose Iglesias. Jack Morris. Been fun working with you these 3 nights. Mario and Pemba, for those of you tuning in, is right next door with Mr. Price. But you look at the leaderboards in the key categories in recent years, the last, well, going back to the 1980s with you, Jack. The last 3 leaders in strikeouts are Jack Morris, Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander. Last pitchers with 200 strikeouts are Jack Morris, Max Scherzer, and Justin Verlander. Pretty nice group to be in.
Like I say, I realize what these 2 guys have done. Justin right there, and of course Max in the other dugout, and proud to have him wear the English D. I'm proud to have worn it myself, and now Jordan Zimmermann making us proud too.
Line drive softly into center field, looked like off the end of the bat. Jordan Zimmermann, soft single with 1 out here in the 4th. Well, celebrate Polish American Night. It's a great tradition in Detroit. First at Tiger Stadium, now Comerica Park. It's Friday, May the 20th, when the Tigers battle the Tampa Bay Rays. A 7:10 start. Special ticket packages, which include a Detroit Tigers Polish American Night T-shirt, are available exclusively at tigers.com/Polish. 46th annual Polish American Night. Single for Zimmermann, in sharp contrast to the hits he had last night. He was pounding everything last night.
And Jordan Zimmermann getting a lot of his outs via the fly ball, and even that hit right there found a hole, but wasn't hit all that hard.
One double play turned behind him tonight. Worth fouls it out of play well back first base side. 1-1 game in the bottom of the 4th inning. Contrast in styles. Max, the more power pitcher with more strikeouts in recent years. Zimmermann, usually the more efficient pitcher, gets through innings a little more quickly with fewer pitches. He's working as deep into games this year as he ever has in his career. Almost 7 innings a start for Jordan Zimmermann.
Well, you talk about efficiency, and that's part of the reason in this era of 100 pitches or somewhere close to 100 pitches for young guys, sometimes less. For the veterans like Zimmermann and Verlander, they're going to be able to throw a few more than 100. But getting strike 1 and getting quick outs like this right here.
Miguel Cabrera playing 3rd tonight. Still have to get used to him coming in from 3rd to make that catch in front of the mound. He was solid at 3rd in his time there. The thing that stood out about Miguel at 3rd, again, he's got the soft hands, he's got a very good arm. And again, he played there 2 years ago, did not play at 3rd last year. He's been taking ground balls since spring training.
Nick Castellano getting the night off and probably enjoying it in some ways and wishing he was out there in other ways. You know, you like to go against the game's best. When you're playing at the level that Castellanos is right now, I'm sure he would like to have gone up against Scherzer. That's just the nature of competition.
Fastball by Ramos, strike 1. Just about guarantee that Nick will get an at-bat in this game if it remains close. He's had a heck of a series. Brad was asked about it every day. He said it's not easy to sit Miggy out. It's not easy to sit Vmart out. And it's not easy to sit Nick out. But there is no other option. He was not going to sit Miguel out 2 games in a row.
So what you're saying is National League Baseball is really a lot easier for the pitcher.
Look forward to the
back
day
to the
when
American League, and all 3 of those guys will be back in, and whoever's on the mound has to try to get them all out.
There's a swing and a slicing foul out of play deep down the right field line. 1-2 on Ramos. Been a tough out. He's been on 7 times in 9 trips to the plate in the 3 games. Off to a terrific start. 260 career hitter at 370. There's some pop in this bat. Got him on the inside corner. The foot door slider gets Ramos for the 2nd straight inning. A called 3rd ends it for Zimmermann. We played 4. 1-1 tie. Tigers and Nationals. The strikeout lead belongs to that guy. 9 strikeouts through 4. It's only happened 3 other times this season. Jose Fernandez, Chris Archer, and his teammate, a guy not known for strikeouts, Tanner Roark, also with 9 strikeouts through 4 in a start this year. It's been special. 8 of the 9 strikeouts have been on swinging 3rd strikes. It's a lot of first pitch strikes. An incredible number of 0-2 counts. McCann takes ball 1. McCann 4 for 34 to start the season. And this is not a night when you're going to probably bump your batting average much. Slider has been sharp. He's missed a few times. It has not cost him when he's missed, but mostly it's been sharp late break off the plate. You can see why he wipes out right-handed batters. Quickly 1-2. Another 2-strike count on a Tigers batter. I'm trying to find, there have been 2 batters. This is batter number 15. 2 batters that have not faced a 2-strike count in this game. Ian Kinsler and Iglesias. And he hit the home run. Both swinging at the first pitch. Ball boy. Strikeout number 10 for Max.
Here's our 1-800 call Sam call of the game from last night. Anthony Gose slides into second base, and that eventually scores a run. He's ruled safe, and Dusty Baker can't believe it. And Miguel Cabrera was pinch hitting at the time, and right after that call was ruled in favor of the Tigers. Really, Miguel delivered that base hit.
We were surprised that he was ruled safe after reviewing the new rule. Brad Ausmus saying before the game they got a clarification from the league offices just a few days ago about the new slide rule. There's a swing and a miss by Anthony Gose, 1-1, and the 3 criteria that Brad talked about that the umpires are now looking at Was the infielder trying to turn a double play? Answer yes. Was it a bona fide slide? As we determined last night, the answer to that was absolutely not. But that is no longer the determining factor. Did the slide hinder the infielder's ability to turn the double play? And in the umpire's judgment last night, the answer to that was no. It did not hinder Espinosa's ability to turn a double play. Swing and a miss. Wicked changeup. And Max just keeps rolling. That's 11 strikeouts.
I think you better call your friends and tell them to turn on Tiger baseball tonight, because this is something to watch. Max Scherzer is just on fire, hitting all his spots with all his pitches. That was a changeup right there, down and away, the perfect spot for a changeup.
Your league leaders in strikeouts. It's a small list, averaging at least 10 strikeouts per 9.
Yeah, it's 10.7 versus 10.30. You know, I've never seen a .23 strikeout. I don't know what that means, but basically all those guys getting 10. That's impressive.
Plenty of relievers average a strikeout an inning. It's really a fairly small group, although the number is growing, of starters who can average a strikeout an inning, and Max is on that list and has been 4 years running. Quickly 0-2 again on the Tigers batter. Fly ball left field. This one's fairly deep, but not deep enough. Home run his first time. Fly ball out here. Iglesias is out, number 3 in the 5th inning, and since the Iglesias home run, Max Scherzer has retired 9 in a row. 1-1 tie after 4. You're watching Tigers baseball on the Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Time for T-Mobile's greater coverage of baseball. We look ahead to the rest of this road trip. It's 4 with the Orioles in Baltimore. The Orioles bombed the ball in their home ballpark. They're off to a terrific start. Once again, beat up Minnesota today, and they are leading the East. Great race right now with Boston. Look at the numbers from Machado and especially Trumbo.
Trumbo having the best start to his whole career. And the Tigers will jump on the bus. Not a very long trip down the East Coast to Baltimore.
It's a first, going from Washington to Baltimore in the same road trip. Danny Espinosa, switch hitter, batting lefty. 2 for 8 in the series with a walk. There's a ground ball foul. It's been a contrast in styles, and yet where Jordan Zimmermann is, got knocked around a little bit in the first, and really a couple of hard hit balls since the Murphy RBI single in the first. That was really more of a flare. The 2 hard hit balls in that inning were Rendon and Harper. Jose Iglesias. Great time for home run number 1. Most unexpected, most appreciated. 1-1 game as a result.
You mentioned, Dan, the differences in styles of the starting pitchers, but everything we had hoped it to be so far as we're in the bottom of the 5th. Zimmermann pounding the strike zone like he has all year, only allowing the 1 run. And Max Scherzer probably pitching his best game of 2016. A little extra incentive to face his former teammates.
As you said, he bet on himself a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I love it. I really think it took a lot of courage to do what he did, and yet he ended up winning.
Another pop-up. We're seeing a lot of this now in the last few innings. Cabrera right along that third base line for out number 1 here in the 5th. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. 1 up, 1 down, 3 hits in the first, only 1 soft single since. And the line for Jordan Zimmermann, looking strong through 4 1/3. Max Scherzer 5 for 15 at the plate coming in, popped out his first time up, and fastball up and in, swing and miss.
Well, you don't think these guys are competing? They're not only competing on the mound, they're competing at the plate. Both of these guys want to get a hit off the other guy. Scherzer getting a couple fastballs that he's just a little tardy on. And I wouldn't be surprised if he gets Uncle Charlie here just to abuse him. No.
Soft ground ball to short. Iglesias charges. 2 up, 2 down here in the 5th inning in a 1-1 game. 2 elite pitchers dueling here tonight. You look at the pitch total, low through 5, and you look for that 2-to-1 strikes to balls ratio. That's always a good sign, and he's right there through 65 pitches. A typical innings around 16 pitches, so you think through 5, the typical pitcher is going to be at 80 pitches, to give you an idea of how efficient Zimmermann has been through 4 2/3.
Well, first inning is where the Nationals did all the damage with 3 straight hits off Jordan, but he's really settled in nicely since then.
Soggy, rainy day here in DC today. 60 degrees at game time, about 15 degrees below normal for this time of year.
Both pitchers on a cool evening relative to what DC could be here, and as we approach mid-May, both pitchers out there in short sleeves.
Fly ball to center, fairly deep, but Ghost has it well within range as he goes back and makes the catch, and that's a good inning for Jordan Zimmermann and the Tigers. We played 5 in DC in a 1-1 game. April 1984. Jack Morris with the no-hitter. You talk about feeling invigorated on a cool day. That was a cold day in Chicago.
Well, when you're young, you don't really feel it as bad, especially when you're kind of on a roll. And every pitcher we talked about in this game, Scherzer and Verlander, both with no-hitters. Zimmermann, we're all in the same group there. Pretty lucky.
Only 2 Tigers with a no-hitter in the last 55 years. Are you and Justin? 55 years.
That's crazy.
How close did the White Sox come to getting a hit that day? Zimmermann bats, taking all the way. That's strike 1. Do you remember a lot of close calls or any close calls?
There was a couple great plays. Kirk Gibson made a great play out in right field. You know, I was so used to my guys up the middle, Trammell and Whitaker, making all great plays. So, you know,
they probably made a couple.
If I realized it, they probably were great plays, right. But I was so used to them. They're so ho-hum.
They didn't stand out because you were.
You need a little luck in those kind of games, but you see what Max did last year and what Justin has done.
Shot up the middle. And bobbled, but plenty of time still to get Zimmermann. That's one of the harder hit balls of the night. The Iglesias home run. I'll put that in the number 2 spot as the only other really hard hit ball tonight.
Now, Jordan's not going to waste too much energy busting down the line. He thought maybe that ball would have got through, but it's right at Danny Espinosa. And now both Zimmermann and Scherzer have hit into a 6-3 ground out.
The longest gap between strikeouts for Max tonight has been 2 batters. He's at 2 batters right now since his last strikeout. That's how dominating he has been. 10 in a row. Second time through the order. Mowed the Tigers down without allowing a base runner. And 6 strikeouts. Swing and a miss. So a lot of that tonight on almost all of his pitches. Certainly the fastball, the slider, and the changeup have all been getting swings and misses. He's stolen strike 1 on 3 different batters by tossing a first pitch curveball. Ground ball foul, and again we see a 2-strike count. Every batter tonight.
Well, the game is mid-game, and it's probably a little premature to say this, but I can honestly say this is the best stuff I've seen in the last 2 years as far as what you just described. Swing and misses with all pitches, getting ahead in counts. Both pitchers doing a great job of that. And
you're talking about any pitcher.
But I'm talking what Max has got tonight is absolutely dominating stuff.
His pitch count, like Zimmermann's, very reasonable, on the low side here in the 6th. Swing and a foul, especially with all the strikeouts, that can often, not always, but often run your pitch count up. But he's getting his strikeouts so quickly.
That was actually a very good swing right there by Ian Kinsler. You know, another great location of the slider, but Ian went down after it and put a nice swing on that.
The 1-2. Doesn't chase. This is one of the few long at-bats of the night. J.D. Martinez had a 9-pitch battle in the first before striking out, swinging. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat to Ian. Tigers trying to start something with 1 out in the 6th in a 1-1 game. Swing and a miss. Looks up in the strike zone with another electric fastball.
You're just not going to catch up with that. It's almost like Max is throwing uphill. That arm drifts down and it just shoots up. Gets well out of the zone, but tough to lay off because the hitter sees it about halfway and he thinks it's about letter high, and it just keeps going up. And physics will tell you that balls can't rise, but it appears like it does.
Yeah, the rising fastball is basically a fastball that just doesn't drop as much as you expect, and therefore the illusion of the hop at the plate. Hitters will tell you it's not an illusion. It hops. And that ball looks like it does, doesn't it? Man, now he goes down in the strike zone, and J.D. been behind 1-2, 0-2, and now 0-2 in his 3 at-bats. This is as many 0-2 counts as I can remember seeing. Through 5 2/3 innings, it's remarkable. Now there's a buzz in the crowd every time he gets to 2 strikes. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. 13 strikeout for Max Scherzer. He has dominated through 6. The Tigers fortunate to be tied as we go to the bottom of the 6th, 1-1. We're hoping for has certainly developed here tonight as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Max Scherzer with 13, count them, 13 strikeouts through 6. Jordan Zimmermann with 2, but he has been equally as effective. 1 run in the 1st inning. Hardly a well-struck ball since. Foul out of play. 1 single since the 3 hits in the 1st inning. Rendon started it with a double. Harper got him to 3rd with a sharp single, and then it was Murphy, kind of a flare that dropped into left center. That brought home the only run for Washington. It's fun to be part of a duel like this, isn't it, Jack? You're matched up against an ace.
I was
on the other
hoping
side.
I would finally see something like this. A lot of times you see 2 great pitchers match up and it's kind of a clunker.
Yeah.
But these guys are on point tonight. Zimmermann a little overshadowed because Max has got 13 punch outs through 6 innings, but quietly he's doing a great job again. This is what he's done all year, and in position that 1 swing of the bat could win him a ball game. So this is fun.
Ground ball base hit here. Rendon's had a good couple of games, couple of hits yesterday, 2 for 3 today, 3 good swings. Let's go back to our studios in Detroit. Game break with Mickey York. All right, Mickey, thank you. White Sox have a 2-game losing streak.
Uh-oh.
First time in a long time. Very impressive. And the thing to watch for with the White Sox, I've been very skeptical. Do they have enough offense? Their offense has really started to come alive. Eliseo Garcia has had a very good stretch the last 2 weeks.
Important out right here for Jordan Zimmermann. Bryce Harper with the leadoff man on for the Nationals.
Leadoff man on for the first time for the Nationals. Rendon has 3 steals in 4 attempts. Harper 5 in 7 attempts. Not a lot of big base stealing threats with Revere on the DL for most of the year, but he would be their obviously biggest base stealing threat. He just hasn't been able to get on in this series. Left side of the infield shifts to the right. Can Zimmermann induce the ground ball? Lots of balls hit in the air tonight. 1-1 on Harper.
Let's look at Bryce Harper and what he's done among players 23 years of age and younger. He's second in hits only to Manny Machado of the Orioles. Home runs he's first, walks he's first. I mean, this guy is putting up numbers that you speak of baseball's elite, and he's only 23 years old.
Foul off of McCann. Boy, that rocked him a little bit.
Yes, it did.
1 and 2. He and Mike Trout are going to be linked together, you would think, for their entire careers. For a while, Trout was clearly the better player, but remember, Harper debuted at 19.
And Mike Trout a year older at 24. Let's look at this.
24.
Ouch.
Oh, man.
James McCann wearing that special helmet that's supposed to help with those kind of foul tips. I don't know if anything can help when you hit him directly like that. That's got to ring your bell a little bit.
1 and 2 on Harper. Line drive single in the first on a 3-2 curveball. Struck out on the 3-2 curveballs last time. Fastball here makes it 2-2. On baseballreference.com, they have most similar players, and it's fun to look at because it reminds you when guys are on certain career tracks what kind of career they might have. The most similar players to Bryce Harper through his age 22 season: Frank Robinson, Mickey Mantle, Miguel Cabrera, Mike Trout.
Never heard of him. Only every other day.
Tony Conigliaro is also on that list, and that's just to remind you what a great career. He was perhaps on his way to having Tony Conigliaro before getting hit by a pitch in 1967 with the Boston Red Sox. Just a fun little thing that you can look at. For instance, Miguel Cabrera, most similar player through age 32 is Hank Aaron. Not bad company. Foul over the screen. Let's take a look at Bryce Harper, Mike Trout.
Well, they're always going to be linked. You talked about it. Mike Trout a year older, but these two guys are the new faces of baseball without question, and they're both absolutely star players with just off the charts ability, and they're not only bringing that ability, but they're producing.
Harper 1 for 7 with 4 walks in the series. 1-1 tie, 6th inning. Swinging a foul. Boy, he's fouled off some tough pitches. 91 moving away.
That's what good hitters are able to do. Just somehow get a piece of those nasty pitchers' pitches and stay alive, and then capitalize on a mistake that the pitcher might make. Jordan Zimmermann needs to make a pitch, somehow get a good result here. Daniel Murphy, very hot hitter on deck. Nobody out, runner on first.
Big crowd here at Nationals Park. This ballpark seats a little over 40,000. Now James McCann's going to go out and make sure they're absolutely on the same page for this 2-2 pitch. Long conversation.
A lot of times pitcher and catcher get together like this because it's 2-2 count. They're also discussing the possibility of another pitch after it. If this happens, what do you want to do next?
Seen 2-2 fastballs missing away. Runner goes, pitch low and outside toward the second. Will not be in time. Popped out of the glove of Iglesias. He's going to be safe anyway. These have been very similar at bats for Bryce Harper. First at bat was 3-2, curveball single.
Rendon has a good pitch to run on. It's a sinker, changeup down and away, and that's always a great pitch to run on. See, it hits him right on the backside. Iglesias able to pick the ball up. It's stolen base. 4th one now for Anthony Rendon.
in scoring position. Harper has seen 3-2 curveballs in each of his first 2 at-bats. Jack, what do you like right here? One for a single, one for a called third.
Well, I think you flip the coin. You just can't show them the same thing over. You don't try to pattern the great hitters. You've got to mix it up.
He does get the fastball, fouls it off. This is an 8-pitch battle.
I think Bryce Harper is a better low ball hitter than he is a high ball hitter, but he doesn't chase out of the zone up. That's what makes him so unique. Is you can get a lot of guys that have a hot zone, and yet they see a fastball up and they light up. Their eyes just get big, and they think they can get on top of it. Harper lays off that pitch most of the time.
Limit your options here. Three-two, changeup away.
Here's our Comerica Park, or excuse me, Comerica Bank game summary. Back in the first inning, Rendon gets a double, gets in scoring position. Daniel Murphy hits a base hit to left, and that scores Rendon. Then Iglesias hits the home run off Max Scherzer, ties the game at 1, and that's where we stand right now.
2 on, nobody out in the 6th inning. 1-1 game. Scherzer matched up against Zimmermann. Zimmermann facing the only team he'd ever known for the first time. Scherzer facing the Tigers for the first time since he signed with the Nationals at the start of last year. Daniel Murphy came into the game hitting .398. You can see the incredible damage he has done in these situations.
Well, this is where Daniel Murphy has been just ridiculous. Runners in scoring position. I mean, that's an important statistic. You don't have to always be a guy to hit 300, but when you have guys on base and you can be tougher, a lot of teams will have interest in you.
Parlayed an incredible postseason into a 3-year deal here with the Nationals. Big questions about his defense. He was a liability in the World Series and really has graded out below average for years, but the Nationals have put him, as we talked about last night, in the best position each and every batter, and he actually has done a very nice job defensively so far. Pleasant surprise as again McCann goes out to talk with Jordan Zimmermann.
Daniel Murphy did have the RBI back in the first inning. Similar situation with runners at first and second that Jordan Zimmermann had in the first. So they're going to be careful with Murphy here, but yet you need an out.
Talk about hitters who are good with runners in scoring position. The elite pitchers usually are very tough in these situations. Jordan Zimmermann has been this year, coming in opposing hitters 4 for 28. Check swing and a pitch in the dirt. Appealed down to third. Todd Tichenor says he did not go. 1-2.
That curveball had some serious bite. He wanted to keep it down, and it just really kept biting down. You can see James McCann doing a great job of putting that chest protector in front of the ball and keeping it out in front of him, not allowing Rendon to get to third.
Zimmermann again on the rubber, steps off. Iglesias hanging around second, trying to shorten the lead of Rendon, who runs well. The 1-2. Line drive into left field, a base hit. Upton plays it on a hop. Rendon coming home, throw up nearly in time. They've got the runner, the batter. Murphy trapped between first and second, and he will be tagged out. Strong throw, Kinzer to Cabrera. But the Nationals take the lead on the solid single to left. Murphy's second RBI of the night. 2-1 Nationals.
Well, Murphy staying hot at the plate. He hits this ball, kind of a similar pitch and result. But Justin Upton does not even come close to hitting the relay man, and there might have been a play at third. But Tigers end up getting Murphy off of first base. It would have been nice to hit the cutoff man, because you would have had a pretty easy out at third base. Iglesias was over at third base. Miguel was the cutoff man, just airmailed it over his head.
And the Tigers have put a lot of emphasis on. They worked on it on the last homestand. Throws from the outfield, hitting the cutoff man. And twice in the last week, we've seen that throw from the outfield, airmail. As you said, not even a chance for the cutoff man to make the play. Ryan Zimmerman at the plate against Jordan Zimmermann. Infield in tight, runner at third, one out. Fastball for a called strike. Put out goes 7-2, 4-3. Zimmermann is bouncing to a double play, soft single. Won't chase the slider here. Has the count in his favor now, 2-1. 2 runs, 6 hits for the Nationals. 1 run, 2 hits for the Tigers. The Tigers' lone run coming on an Iglesias home run, its first of the year.
Jordan Zimmermann understands the importance of Bryce Harper and limiting that run to score. You know, damage control is always an important part of pitching.
Fastball misses up and a rare 3-ball count for a Nationals hitter. Harper has seen 3-ball counts in each of his at-bats. This is only the second 3-ball count for the other 8 batters in the lineup. Called strike. Zimmermann didn't think so. 3-2. Everybody in tight. Cabrera's at third tonight. Iglesias at short. Most balls hit in the air. Miguel has caught a couple of pop-ups. He has not had a ground ball hit his way. As again, McCann goes out to talk things over with Zimmermann. Just not quite on the same page, Jack, or they just feel that.
Well, I think they're just discussing the importance of this. You know, he's only got the 2 strikeouts so far in this game, but this is huge. This is a big out. And if he could get the strikeout and keep Bryce Harper at third, oh my, that's close.
Missed off the plate inside. A rare 3-walk game for Jordan Zimmermann, and runners at the corners.
Rich Doobie coming out. Let's take another look at how they scored the run there. Justin Upton is the left fielder, and he clearly launches the ball right over Miguel Cabrera. Look where Bryce Harper is right now. Harper is right here, and Miguel's right here. Well, if he catches the ball, if he hits the relay man, it's an easy throw over to Iglesias at third, and they keep that lead runner off third base.
And the best defenses, you think Kansas City, Cleveland last year, are the ones that take care with every 90 feet and are very aware of not giving away that extra base. Texas was very good at it as well.
Well, again, we talk about little things that can help you win a ball game. Those are little things, but they're things that you've got to be able to do. The reason the Tigers had a chance of winning last night is because Anthony Gose hit the cutoff man, and they made a great relay.
Worth takes a breaking ball in the dirt. Pitch count was low through 5. This has been a long inning for Jordan Zimmermann as his pitch count now passes 90.
Yeah, this is a high stress inning too. I mean, you got runners on, leadoff guy gets on, then you walk Harper, another hit from Murphy, and then followed by another walk. You get an out of it, but high stress inning.
He has yet to retire a batter in this inning. There is 1 out, but he has consistently now fallen behind the last 2 after walking Harper. This will be the 25th pitch here in the 6th. Soft foul out of play. Worth chased. Daniel Norris getting loose in the Tigers bullpen. He was added to the roster today. Tyler Collins sent back to Toledo. Bullpen a little bit depleted. Needed a long guy. Daniel Norris has been a starter. Was going to start today. for Toledo. A nice chat with Daniel. I said, okay, the numbers don't look pretty, but tell me how things are going. His back is healthy. He feels good. The numbers are not pretty, but he likes the way the ball is coming out of his hand. He said, I've been trying to do a little bit too much. Command has been off, but the stuff we saw last October from Daniel Norris was really good. And it reminds you, forget the numbers at Toledo. This is a guy who can still help this Tigers rotation. He's in the bullpen now, and he may go back down before he's brought back up. But at some point, to me, it'd be a surprise if he's not a big part of this Tigers rotation.
Definitely a part of the future.
And if they need that pinch hit lefty power source, we know it can hit with power. Power at Wrigley last year, fly ball, slicing, foul, long run for JD, and he will not be able to make the catch. The guy in the front row does.
That's probably
Harper tags and comes home, but he didn't realize it was a fan who caught it, not JD.
Yeah, you're always taught to take the out, but I think Harper would have had an easy jog home.
At what point, other than the ninth inning, Jack, do you maybe not want that?
Well, again,
that out made.
Your
eighth inning?
Your coaches are always going to tell you and encourage you to catch the ball. Take the out.
Right.
And it's up to the Tigers to, score a couple runs and get back in this game. But it's up to Jordan Zimmermann right now to get an out and strand Bryce Harper at third.
Worth tonight is popped up softly to right, popped up to third. Shot here, foul down the third base line. Whoa, inches. Foul. Todd Tichenor on top of it. Remember, fair foul is only reviewable on a ball that lands beyond the umpire. Down each line.
From our vantage point, we could clearly see that ball was on the left side of the line.
Boy, that's close. First bounce, obviously fair, and then the big bounce over the bag. Not always an easy read for that umpire. Seventh pitch of the at-bat is ball 3.
And the pitch count just keeps climbing for Zimmermann. This is a long inning for him.
Harper saw 9 pitches. Zimmermann saw 6. Worth will see at least 8. Not too often you see, 2 lefties up at the same time. Ramos, pinch hitter Espinosa coming up. Soft ground ball here to short. And that should be 2, and it is. What a quick feed, and that was the right decision for Iglesias to get it to Kinsler, with Zimmermann right on top of him. Kinsler makes a strong throw to first. Long inning. Zimmermann finds a way to limit the damage. Tigers trail by 1 after 6. 7th inning. Well, if you can't catch the Tigers games on TV, you can always stream them live on your mobile device. It's the all-new Fox Sports Go app. Download the app and take Fox Sports Detroit and Tigers baseball with you wherever you go through this 2016 season. Max Scherzer against the heart of the Tigers order. Long half inning. He's been sitting a long time. We've seen this several times this year. It doesn't always work out this way, but it's my working theory right now. Max has been sitting a long time. Let's see if that affects him at all, because nothing else has tonight.
It's not ideal for any pitcher, but Max at the apex of his career right now, and he's got the experience to understand what it takes to stay loose in the dugout. Maybe walk around, change his shirt, undershirt, whatever.
Line drive into left field. Did he hit it too hard? Yes, he did. Whoa. Worth, I think, lost it in the lights and somehow found a way to get it in his glove. Take a look at both pitchers through now 6 1/3 for Max.
Yeah, Max just with the 2 hits and Jordan with the 6. But been very similar except that last statistic. 13 strikeouts for Max Scherzer, just 2 for Jordan Zimmermann.
11 of the 13 on called third. I'm sorry, on swinging third strikes, just 2 called thirds.
Runs is what matters. Washington has a 2-1 lead.
Lefties have had the edge. See if Victor can do some damage. Strike 1. What else?
Victor and Iglesias, the only hitters in the Tigers lineup that Max Scherzer has not struck out yet tonight.
Line drive here over a leaping Espinosa into center field. 2 hits for Victor Martinez.
It just shows how hot of a hitter right now Victor is and how locked in he is. Picture perfect swing. Fastball that might not have been the best pitch that Max has thrown tonight. Kind of leaves it out over the plate. About thigh high, but great hitting right there for Victor Martinez, and he reaches base for the 2nd time.
Max gets more fly balls than ground balls. Most power pitchers do. He's getting more ground balls this year. Fastball strike to Justin Upton, who has struck out and hit a fly ball to right. Putting the ball in play tonight has been an accomplishment. Kinzer struck out twice. J.D. Martinez 3 times. Miguel Cabrera twice. Foul to the screen. McCann, Ghost have struck out twice each. Up and down this lineup. And we've seen a lot of this. 0-2 counts.
Yeah. Any question about that long half inning for Scherzer? You can tell that he's still dialed in, hitting his spots, throwing strikes.
Upton behind 0-2. The pitch. Fly ball center field. This one's deep. And this one is off the wall. Played perfectly by Revere. Victor Martinez will stop at third. And Justin Upton delivers a blow off the wall and straightaway center on an 0-2 pitch.
Now, good for him. Get a solid hit like that. Anybody else running other than Victor in this game probably would be tied. But he keeps his head down. Actually looks like he was locked in on that pitch right there and hits it high off the wall in right center field.
Well, you're just looking for anything, signs that he might get going, and that certainly is a good one there. It's easy power in his bat. When it heats up, it can carry a team. McCann has struck out twice.
First situation for Max Scherzer that he's going to have to work out of. Runners in scoring position at 2nd and 3rd. Just 1 out. He has not had a lot of high stress pitches in this game
at all. Wicked slider, swing and a miss.
Just so hard to lay off that. You think it's a fastball away, and all of a sudden it cuts and breaks down and out of the zone. You're not going to make any kind of contact, especially in the power department with that pitch, but very hard to lay off of.
Boy, another. Back-to-back sliders. Another swing and miss. Another 0-2 count.
McCann's already struck out his first 2 times against Max. Now in the hole again.
David Price always said when I got to an 0-2 count without having shown my fastball, I knew it was over. Well, it's been that way tonight for Max Scherzer. 14 0-2 counts. The pitch. 14 strikeouts now for Max.
Just locks him up with his fastball. Freezes him. Right at the top of the strike zone. Middle of the plate.
And that leaves it up to Anthony Gose, who has struck out twice. 6th time in his career that Max Scherzer has struck out as many as 14. 3 times in a Tigers uniform, and now 3 times in a Nationals uniform. Can Anthony Gose come up with a big 2-out hit? Not a bad idea, swinging at the first pitch. He fouls it out of play. Struck out on 3 pitches his first time up. Struck out swinging on the 1-2 pitches last time up. Tigers down a run with 2 in scoring position here in the 7th.
For all the strikeouts, Scherzer's pitch count still in great shape. 88 pitches here with 2 outs in the 7th inning.
Max has given up a lot of extra base hits this year. And Anthony Gose will surprise you every now and then. He'll get a hold of a fastball and hit it hard and deep somewhere. He's overdue to do that. Tigers have been one of the better teams scoring runs with 2 outs. Both these teams have been. Martinez at 3rd. Justin Upton represents a potential go-ahead run. He's at 2nd. Tigers down 2-1 in the 7th. Up and away. Changeup misses. Now the good hitters count. A rare opportunity. A hitter's count for a Tigers batter that have been about 3 or 4 in this entire game.
And no walks. So Scherzer's come back and thrown strikes. Look at that ratio of balls and strikes.
A little better than 2-1. That's 4-1. Swing and a miss. Man, he is confident throwing any pitch in any count. That's a wicked changeup to make it 2-2.
And the crowd's going to get into this now. They know that this is a special night. Max going for his 15th strikeout already here in the 7th inning.
And his pitch count still shy of 100, not even at 95. Tigers looking for a big 2-out hit. The 2-2. Fouled out of play. Sharp single for Victor Martinez, followed by on an 0-2 pitch. A Justin Upton double. Right where the wall gets a little bit higher in the straightaway center. It was below the extension of that wall. Max ready. Gose waiting. Swing and a miss. Tigers put runners at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. And Max dispatches McCann and Gose with 2 more strikeouts. 15 strikeouts through 7 for Max Scherzer. Coming up, it's the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Jeff Glover and Associates Realtors, 2-1 Nationals. To go to the bottom of the 7th inning.
It's been a great night for pitchers.
It really has.
Max Scherzer just having a phenomenal strikeout night with 15. And Jordan Zimmermann quietly staying in this game.
He's having another fairly typical Jordan Zimmermann game. Maybe not his A stuff in terms of swings and misses, but he knows how to limit the damage. He's only had 2 rough innings, the 1st and the 6th. 30 pitches in that 6th inning. Trying to give the Tigers 7, as he has in many starts this year, averaging almost 7 innings in a typical start. Good changeup.
Well, 100 pitches into the game, you can see 64 strikes, 36 balls.
I can't get over the strike throwing for Max. Had 90 pitches, 72 and 18. Jeez. Called third. All 3 strikeouts have been uncalled third, twice now, victimizing Ramos, the catcher.
It just shows the competitors in both of these guys and the ability to attack hitters. A very good pitch set him up for that. Foxtrack said it wasn't a strike, but you know what? He's going back to the dugout.
The pitch inside to a righty and away from lefties. Those are the ones that get called strikes out of the strike zone more than any others. As Espinosa bounces it foul right at home plate. Cabrera at third base tonight has not been tested. It's been a lot of balls hit in the air. 2 big double plays in the 1st and the 6th inning. Ended long innings for Zimmermann. Tigers won't have to worry about moving Miguel Cabrera over to third or sitting Nick Castellanos anytime soon. Fly ball to center. This is deep and this is trouble. And that ball is gone. Danny Espinosa with his 3rd of the year. That's a big run. 3-1 Nationals.
It certainly is a big run. The hardest ball hit off Jordan Zimmermann the whole game, and just a real easy swing. Good to see the pitch again, the location of it. Outer half, too much of the plate, but what a nice swing. Head down. Ball just jumped off his bat.
Now Max Scherzer, soft fly ball to left that Upton will grab for out number 2.
Here's our high-speed pitch brought to you by Xfinity, and the difference in his fastball and his changeup. 94 for the fastball and 79 is low with his changeup.
Two outs, a run in. Talked about the power potential in this lineup that had not been tapped necessarily this year. Espinosa is one of those guys. We saw it last night from Ryan Zimmermann. This lineup still has a lot of upside, and this team is 20-13. There's a ground ball to second. Kinsler to Martinez to end the 7th inning. Another run, this time on a home run from Espinosa. 3-1 Nationals. You're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm, the official legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit. By Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. And by Chevrolet, more than you expect for less than you imagine. 3-1 Nationals, big home run from Espinosa to add to the lead. And Max Scherzer has been the story here tonight, facing his former team for the first time.
7 innings, only 4 hits allowed. A home run from Jose Iglesias being the only run the Tigers have scored, and no walks, 15 strikeouts.
Another good start for Jordan Zimmermann. He has not given up more than 3 runs in any start this year. Iglesias takes a pitch low. Castellanos is the one big bat on the bench tonight. If you're thinking why not use him last inning, remember first base was open. He would not have swung the bat. Almost surely wouldn't have swung the bat as Iglesias takes a strike. Swing and a miss. Wicked slider. First pitch that Iglesias saw from Max. Tied the game at 1 with his first home run of the year. First home run since last July. Saltalamacchia waiting on deck. He'll pinch hit for Jordan Zimmermann. Swinging a foul. Boy, that's a perfect pitch.
And here is the Magic moonshot presented by Magic Window. Up and in. Jose Iglesias puts a nice swing on it, barrels up that ball, and sends it over the left field fence. That's the only run allowed by Max Scherzer here tonight.
Check swing and a changeup in on the hands of Iglesias.
Tigers need a base runner. Somehow something magic could happen, but they need to get the tying run to the plate.
Oh boy. Wow. Change up in the strike zone, and Scherzer gets the call.
Number 16 right there. That's the most strikeouts in the major leagues this season. You can see that he tied Velasquez right there.
It's looking like one heck of a trade for Philadelphia. Vincent Velasquez from Houston to the Phillies. Saltalamacchia pinch hitting for Jordan Zimmermann. 16 strikeouts.
And the only guy that Max has not struck out is Victor Martinez.
Strike on the outside corner. 15th time tonight. Max has been ahead 0-2. 15 out of 27 batters. I'm sorry, make it 1-1 now. 1-2. If it has been 0-2, it's been 1-2. It's amazing. Crowd getting on their feet. Change up, perfect pitch. Max is rolling. 4 straight strikeouts going back to last inning. He has just matched his career high with his 17th.
Something to watch, no question. Great movement. That ball just dives at the end. Saltalamacchia is froze. And these are not borderline pitches either. They're all in the strike zone.
Wow.
That's his career high.
There's a strike to Ian Kinsler. 17 came in one of his 2 no-hitters last year, the second one. And another 0-2 count.
The adrenaline and the pace of game for Max, you can see it's just like a predator pouncing on his prey. He's just out there so focused, so dialed in.
2/3 strikes, and Max strikes out the side in the 8th. Strikeouts for Max Scherzer. Bottom of the 8th coming up. 3-1 Nationals. Incredible performance by Max Scherzer. Alive with the performance of Max Scherzer. Wall side windows pitching change. Kyle Ryan takes over here in the 8th after 7 solid innings from Jordan Zimmermann.
It's just so overshadowed because of what Max has done, but Jordan Zimmermann doing a great job himself tonight. Now Kyle Ryan will take over to try to keep the Nationals in check here. Give the Tiger lineup one more chance.
Max will be coming out for the 9th inning with a chance to make history. Swinging a foul, my goodness, off the mask of McCann for the 2nd time flush. Not too often you see that. That's how flush it was. It went straight back out toward the mound. Wow. Oh, he's been rocked twice tonight.
I like that sound.
Boy, think of the troubles that Alex Avila had. He would take direct shots like that. The style of mask that you talked about earlier helps deflect it, but that ball went straight back. Rendon's had a good night. He's hit the ball hard 3 times. He takes a called third on the outside part of the outside corner. Well, coming up on Tuesday, Tigers and Twins. It's a 7:10 start, and the first 10,000 fans get a free Ian Kinsler bobblehead doll. For tickets, visit Tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER. $18 strikeouts for Max Scherzer. It's one of 23 games in Major League history where a pitcher has struck out that many in 9 innings or fewer. The record for 9 is 20. Papelbon will not be coming in this game anytime soon, but he is getting loose. Harper takes the pitch low and outside, 1-1.
You know, Dan, in our pregame we were talking about how we were anticipating a great pitchers matchup. Well, to witness this is really unique. I mean, Max is just ridiculous tonight. And we can't say enough about him. But Jordan Zimmermann continuing to pitch well. he kept this game close until that home run. And it's only because of how sharp Max has been that you feel like he doesn't need anymore.
Right. It's a pitch in the dirt. And Jordan Zimmermann has been very consistent, Jack.
Yes, he has.
7 innings, 3 runs and 7 hits tonight with 3 strikeouts. He's now made 7 starts for the Tigers, and 4 of those starts have gone 7 or more. Another one 6 2/3.
Well, it'll be another quality start, and that's 7 in a row.
2-2 here, low and outside. Bryce Harper has gotten the count to 3-2 in every at bat. He's fallen behind 1-2 in 3 of the 4 at bats. Single, strikeout on a called third, a walk his last time up. 18 walks his last 7 games. Foul again. Looked like it caught a piece of McCann again.
James McCann has been abused here in the last couple innings. Couple foul tips right off the face mask. He took one off his right arm there. The ball was in the dirt from Kyle Ryan, and now another foul tip. Catchers, they're a different breed. They got to be tough.
Line drive into center. Dusty Baker talks about the importance of not missing when you get a pitch to hit for a guy who walks a lot. Harper's actually seen a lot of pitches tonight. 2 for 3 plus a walk. 20 strikeouts is the major league record for a 9-inning game. The one game few will know about is the 21 strikeout game of Tom Chaney in 16 innings of work. Jack, your kind of guy. Back in 1962 for
16 innings.
The Washington Senators. The remarkable thing to me, Jack, about the 4 pitchers who have done it in 9 innings or fewer. Roger Clemens twice, Kerry Wood, and Randy Johnson. Power pitchers, 20 strikeouts. That's the record for a 9-inning game. All of them 20 strikeouts, no walks.
Just phenomenal. That's dominance.
And that's where Max Scherzer is tonight. 18 strikeouts, no walks. Murphy swings and fouls it out of play.
Well, this is the guy that has really done the damage for the Nationals tonight. His 2 base hits have driven in 2 runs. And really, you could say that's the difference, because the 2 home runs are washed out. Murphy just having a great start to his 2016 season. New ball club here in Washington.
34 games in. He's hitting .405. Runner goes, throw to second, right into the runner. Somehow Iglesias made the catch. And he wants the Tigers to take a look for Harper. If he's safe, that is steal number 6.
I don't know how that ball did not hit Bryce Harper.
I thought it absolutely was going right into it.
He has the head first slide.
What
very
hands
good look at it right here.
Jeez. Certainly looked like he was in. I don't think the Tigers are going to challenge. What great hands for Iglesias on a throw that bounces under the runner to grab it. Well, Matt Martin is the Tigers replay coach. Matt Martin does a lot of things for this team. Wow.
Well,
he's very good.
I don't think he touches him until he's already up on the bag there. But we'll have to wait and see.
Matt Martin is very good. You don't have much time. You have to look at different angles quickly. Angle from behind, you cannot tell. Here's a good angle on the scoreboard here at the ballpark. He got him.
He might have got him.
We just saw a great angle, and
he is out.
And a great job by Iglesias and Matt Martin. The Tigers replay coordinator, who is on top of it. It did not look like that first angle we saw that he got him, and that second angle that we saw.
We didn't think the glove touched his uniform at all.
This
until
angle
Harper
you
was
can't
already
tell.
there.
What
But
a
he
great
touches
pickup
him
by
right
Iglesias.
There, he touches him.
And his hand is not yet on the bag.
Gosh, that replay really, I mean, you can't blame the umpires for.
Absolutely not. Line drive into left, and it's another hit for Murphy. This will be extra bases. Goes, tracks it down. Daniel Murphy will cruise into second with a 2-out double. This is one of the angles.
Umpires don't get this slow motion. But there it is right there. He touches his uniform. His hands are not there. That's awesome. Great job, guys.
What a great look. Jeez. So Kyle Ryan gives up the double after Harper caught stealing, and Mark Lowe will be called upon to get the final out with Ryan Zimmermann striding to the plate. And the wall side windows pitching change. Kyle Ryan out, and coming in Mark Lowe in a 3-1 game. Detroit and the Detroit Tigers on May the 24th. Very special evening as we honor the armed forces and military veterans. When you buy a special ticket package, you'll get a ticket to the game and a limited edition patriotic t-shirt. $5 of each package is donated to the Michigan-based Fallen and Wounded Soldiers Fund. For ticket packages, please visit tigers.com/armed forces. And you pull from Mark Lowe. It's been a very tough couple of outings for him. He'd gotten off to a good start this season. And he could just get an outright here, start to get that confidence back. I'm sure he still has the confidence, but it's been very tough last 2 times out. First pitch fastball low and away. Zimmermann 1 for 2 plus a walk. 3-1 Nationals in the bottom of the 8th. Max Scherzer's pitch count at 106. Papelbon up and throwing. Good slider for a strike. Pitch has been a little bit hit and miss for Mark Lowe this year. It's obviously a huge pitch for him. But again, we're going to track that fastball velocity for Mark Lowe, which is down. We were saying earlier that it was down early last year, and it's really started to pick up as the weather heated up. But it's important for him to get back somewhere in that mid-90s range. 91 here, misses low and away, 2-1.
Well, Mark Lowe in the first game of this series came in, got a strikeout, and then the second pitch that pinch hitter Clint Robinson saw was the game ender, a walk-off home run. Looking to get an out here and maybe give the Tigers a chance. Top of the 9th.
Line drive down the right field line. Foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Zimmermann. The 2 home runs last night. Murphy has led the attack with 3 hits tonight. Harper 2 hits plus a walk. Rendon has had 3 good swings, 2 hits, has scored 2 runs, single runs in the 1st, 6th, and 7th for the Nationals. I'd love to see Lowe get a big strikeout here. Just get this final out. Start getting that good feeling back on the mound.
Any kind of out, really.
Yep.
Be happy with it.
2-2. Slider not tempting. Easy to read for Zimmermann, and it's 3-2. 35,000 plus tonight. 35,635. Biggest crowd, easily the biggest crowd of this series. They came out to see great pitchers match up, and they've gotten it. And they've got perhaps history making from Max Scherzer. In the dirt, slider just really has not been the weapon that it can be for Mark Lowe this year.
Yeah, he's definitely fighting his command with his secondary pitch.
Heading into the heart of the Tigers' order. Yes, Max Scherzer's been dominant and electric tonight, but you still got 3 power threats to start the 9th inning. 1 base runner. The potential tying run is at the plate if Mark Lowe can get Worth right here, strand 2 base runners.
Well, that's why Brad Ausmus is doing what he's doing here in the late innings. He knows that this game still is within reach.
Worth is grounded into a double play, popped out twice, once to right, once to third. Kept me over breaking ball for a called strike to Jason Worth. Power is there, the batting average low when he's going right. This is a guy who hits for average and for power. Certainly was consistent in that regard until injuries knocked him back last year. One of the better fastballs he's thrown. Some life, some movement, but it misses away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two on, 2 outs, 9th inning. Nationals leading by 2. Good fastball. Took a little off it. Strike on the outside corner. Low ahead of the dangerous hitter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Line drive, left field, Upton back, and he will make the running catch. Whoa. Worth with a good swing. It's now number 3. Max Scherzer will be taking the mound with 18 strikeouts. He's got to get through Martinez, Cabrera, and Martinez in the 9th. After 8 in our nation's capital, the Nationals holding on to a 3-1 lead. 35,000 plus are on their feet here at Nationals Park.
I would hope so.
Electricity in the air, electricity on the mound. Max Scherzer with 18 strikeouts. Fly ball deep left center field at the bat of J.D. Martinez.
Oh my.
And we've got a 3-2 game. J.D. had struck out 3 times tonight, all swinging. It's home run number 5, and the Tigers are within 1.
So if you're Dusty Baker, what do you do? What do you do?
Of all the bullpen arms he has, Jonathan Papelbon is probably the softest tosser. He has struggled in the closer's role this year.
Well, you let him pitch at least to the tying run is what you do.
Foul out of play. Miguel has struck out twice. Good swing his last time up. A line drive out to left field. Tigers 1 swing of the bat away. Max has now allowed 10 home runs this year. To make it 11-2 in this game. Inside 1-1. Iglesias in the 3rd. J.D. here in the 9th. Incredible on a night with this kind of dominance that 2 of the Tigers' 5 hits would be home runs. Wow. Fastball by. 1-2 on Miguel.
To sustain that kind of velocity, 96-mile-an-hour fastball again. He's just throwing the ball by Miguel Cabrera here tonight. And you're going to go with another fastball away.
Got him. This is rarefied air right now. Most strikeouts in the history of this franchise, going back to the days in Montreal. One of 11 pitchers in Major League history to strike out as many as 19 in 9 innings or fewer. Several more have done it in extra innings.
Victor, the only guy in the lineup that Max Scherzer has not struck out tonight. He's got 2 hits, both singles.
5 home runs, consistent power this year from Victor. Oh, he took a rip at a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. He was ready for it. Fouls it in and out of the glove of the catcher Ramos.
Yeah, do you realize the fractions of an inch on that swing right there and the difference between a foul ball and a home run?
Sweeping breaking ball off the plate inside. Victor has only struck out 11 times this year. Basically 1 every 10 at bats.
Not one in this series.
Upton waiting on deck. He doubled off Max's last time up. Line drive, base hit down the left field line. And the Tigers have the potential tying run on base. Max Scherzer's pitch count is at 114, and we'll have a pinch runner for Victor at first. This is not easy for Dusty Baker.
No, but Dusty's old school, and he's going to just let it play out. He's going to give him the benefit of the doubt. What a game. What a game.
Incredible. You would say advantage here, Scherzer, because of Upton's struggles, and yet he almost hit a home run off Max's last time up. Max does a very good job stopping the running game. Remember, in a Tigers uniform, he rarely threw hard over to first. It was a quick move and usually a lob, but he varies his release times, how long he holds it. He hardly has allowed a steal in the last 2 years. None this year. Swing and a tap foul. Strike 1 on Upton. 1 for 3 for Justin tonight. 3-2 Nationals in the 9th. Home run by J.D. Martinez. He crushed it to the deepest part of this ballpark. Has made this a one-run game.
Max Scherzer has started every one of the hitters here in the 9th inning off with a fastball.
It's been 4 strikes. One was hit out. The other got him to 0-1. Pitch number 116. We'll have to wait. Upton asks and gets time from the home plate umpire Bill Miller. 2 runs, 6 hits for the Tigers, or 2 runs that scored on home runs from Iglesias and J.D. Martinez. Nick Castellanos not in the lineup tonight, as Brad had to juggle Miggy, V-Mart, and Castellanos in this series. McCann is due up next. There's a swing and a pop-up. Foul, first base side, and just out of the reach of Zimmermann. Oh, it looked like it was out number 2. Upton still has life. It's 0-2. He doubled on an 0-2 pitch in his last at bat. McCann has struck out 3 times tonight. You would think Castellanos might grab a bat and pinch hit for him. Everybody on their feet here at Nationals Park. History. The strikeout ties the major league record for a 9-inning game, and Max Scherzer still has work to do.
Brad Ausmus is going to send James McCann up there. He's not going to hit Nick Castellanos. And he's already got James McCann 3 times tonight. So can he make history?
No one has ever struck out 21 in a 9-inning game. McCann 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts, 2 uncalled third strikes. Strike 1. Romine at first, representing the potential tying run. McCann waiting on the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball to third, an audible groan, but a win for the Nationals. One incredible night for the ex-Tiger Max Scherzer. 2 no-hitters last year and a 1-hitter, and tonight he makes major league history by tying the record for most strikeouts in a 9-inning game with 20 on a night when he walked none.
Incredible. Just an incredible performance by Max Scherzer. 1 to go in the record books.
He was locked in right from the start tonight. Here are the 20 strikeout games. Roger Clemens did it twice, 10 years apart. Randy Johnson, and the one that I think everybody maybe is most familiar with because it was some of the nastiest stuff you'll ever see, Kerry Wood in 1998. This is the first time in 15 years that anybody has reached it, and incredibly, in all 5 of those games, the guys who struck out 20 did not walk a batter. Not one of the 5 walked a batter. And listen to this crowd as Max Scherzer makes his way off the field.
What a feeling that must be. Facing your former teammates, a lot of them your friends, and then just dominating. Just like we promised you earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. This could take a while because we're going to show you all 20 of his strikeouts.
Number 20 was Upton. Nationals come away with a series win and a piece of history with a performance from Max Scherzer.